Oh yeah, is it Saturday already? Have we hit yet another insane Star Wars week of news? Oh my goodness. Do we have a lot to talk about today? Just when we thought that it would be enough for the Tales of the Empire trailer to drop on Thursday. No, that wasn't enough. Now we're getting a release date for the Mandalorian movie. We're getting news on the Dawn of the Jedi movie. And not only that, but we have an exclusive from the Acolyte, or for the Acolyte, I should say, that came out just a few days ago that we haven't been able to get to because there's so much gosh darn news. It's insane. So what's up, everybody? How's everybody doing on this fine Saturday afternoon? It's Saturday, right? Yeah, Saturday afternoon. How's everybody doing, chat? What's up, everybody? All right, let's talk. All right, we got a lot to talk about, okay? We have very little time today, as we usually have like a 2-hour stream. We got Mando news, Dawn of the Jedi news, Tales of the Empire still to get hyped up about. The next episode of The Bad Batch. We still have 4 episodes left of The Bad Batch. We can't forget how insane the last 2 episodes of The Bad Batch were. We can't just breeze over the fact that episode 10 and 11 of The Bad Batch were absolutely insane, and we have 4 more episodes left. We can't do that. So we got Bad Batch, we got Tales of the Empire, we got Mando news, we got Acolyte news, we got Dawn of the Jedi news, and more. So we got a shit ton to talk about today, and I could not be more excited. So smash a freaking like on this stream. How's everybody doing on this fine Saturday afternoon? Let me open up the chat so I can see what you guys are talking about. All right, let's see how everybody doing today. Navarro, what's up? Zap, how we doing? Mr. Beckham, what's up? Martha, Master Martha. Tiffany, how we doing? Ian, what is up? This is the way. Fearless, how's it going? Nick, in the house. Jay, what's up? Did I catch everybody? Alex, what is up? Okay, we got a bunch of people here, right? Nice and early. I appreciate it. It's nice to see all you guys waiting in the chat. It's nice to see. It's nice to see. I appreciate it. Okay, so what should we talk about first? I'm gonna leave it up to you guys. What do you guys want to talk about first? And actually, I'm gonna pull it up. I put that like the stream poll thing up, just for fun, you know, just for fun. Yeah. Okay, hang on. Let me pull this up. What should we talk about first? What do you want to talk about first? So here are your options. Mando and Grogu movie. I'm just typing it real fast. So Mando and Grogu movie, Dawn of the Jedi. Bad Batch. Or Tales of the Empire. Tales of the Empire, which I still can't believe is real. Can we take a second to just appreciate that out of nowhere, nobody was predicting this was happening. Literally nobody was predicting that there was going to be a Tales of the Empire. Nobody knew. Absolutely nobody knew. They can still keep a gosh darn secret, that's for sure. So nobody knew about Tales of the Jedi, and then they just drop it on a random Thursday. Just a random Thursday, 30 minutes before stream time. They were like, hey, Mike, have this gift of a new trailer for a new show that nobody knows about. All right. So what do you guys want to talk about first? Let's see where this pans out to. All right. Right off the bat, it looks like Tales of the Empire. Okay. Is that good? IG Kevin, what's up? Solodi. Is it Solodi? What's up? Nick says, the fact that you had 100 plus on a live stream last time was incredible. Mad respect. Thanks, Nick. I appreciate that. And yeah, we broke all kinds of records on Thursday. I cannot appreciate you guys enough. We just hit 44,000 subscribers, which I cannot fathom still. So yeah, I appreciate it. Fearless says, Tales of the Empire first, and then we can talk about the Bad Batch. All right. Tiffany says, the best kept secret. And awesome. May the fourth gift for sure. Okay. It looks like the poll is at 40% of you, which is the majority right now, at least, is Tales of the Jedi. So let's talk, Tales of the Empire. So let's talk Tales of the Empire. First question I got for you guys as I pull up the trailer here, because we got to watch that trailer again. It's so freaking good. Is do you think this is replacing Tales of the Jedi Season 2? Chopper, shut up. Do you think this is replacing Tales of the Jedi Season 2? Or are we still going to be getting Tales of the Jedi Season 2? What do we think? What do we think? Dustin, what's up? Agnes, what's up? Star Wars for Life, how we doing? I hope not. Hope it's not replacing it. I have no clue. Yes, you think it's replacing it? Interesting. My take is this. I think at some point we will be getting a second season of Tales of the Jedi. But I think the Tales of the Jedi Season 2 that they announced at last year's celebration was Tales of the Empire. That is what we got. So I don't think we'll be getting a Tales of the Jedi Season 2 this year, which is a bummer because I was really looking forward to that, and I'm sure a lot of you guys were too. But Tales of the Empire seems to have slid in and taken its place. Is that okay with us? Is that like something that we're going to be... Can we live with that reality? That maybe Tales of the Jedi won't come out anytime soon, but we're getting Tales of the Empire instead? This leaves us with a massive gap in the back half of this year. We know that the Acolyte is coming out on June 4th, and it's going to run for about 8 weeks, actually 7 or even 6 weeks, because this is a 2-episode premiere. So we're going to run into July. Then from July until who knows when, the Skeleton Crew is going to release. Is going to be a massive gap in Star Wars content. Now, it could be that we're getting Star Wars Outlaws, which, by the way, we have news for that as well, which I completely forgot about until this very moment. Star Wars Outlaws, it could be that. Could be filling that void in between July and November or whenever the Skeleton Crew comes out. But there's going to be a massive void now that Tales of the Jedi is Tales of the Empire, and it's on May the 4th. It's a very good surprise for May the 4th, but do you guys want to watch the trailer? Let's just get hyped up and watch the trailer again. Let's watch it all the way through, and then we can, of course, break it down again, but let's watch it. Oh, you guys can't see that, can you? That would be helpful. If you guys could see the screen, wouldn't that be a little bit helpful? All right, let's watch this trailer. Let's watch it all the way through, and let's get hyped up, okay? Let's just do it. By the way, it has almost 3 million views, and it's number 5 on trending still. It's still number 5 on trending on YouTube. That is incredible. A Star Wars animated show, which we know some of the best Star Wars content is in Star Wars animation, but it's not the most popular stuff. Rebels, Clone Wars, Bad Batch, it's not the most popular Star Wars content. The Mandalorian, Grogu, they smashed that out of the park because normie fans don't really like to watch the animation. They think it's for kids, whatever. But this is number 5 on trending and has been in the top 5 for 3 days. Now that's impressive. All right, let's watch this all the way through.
Why do you seek Imperial favor?
Years ago, my people were all but destroyed. My anger gives me strength. It is that strength I offer the Empire.
Offer accepted.
I'm here to present you with an opportunity, Barris.
Just be glad you're not a Jedi anymore.
So good.
Your path is set, Morgan Elspeth. I will fulfill my destiny.
Fulfill your destiny.
Mercy only breeds defeat. But I will help you overcome this weakness. Attack!
It's so good.
You said the Empire would help to change things.
Everything comes at a cost. My world has been burning since I was a child. You cannot stop what has begun.
Now, you must face one final test. To join us. It is time you meet your new master. Long live the Empire.
So good. So good. So it is going to be 6 episodes yet again. 6 episodes just like Tales of the Jedi was. 6 episodes of original shorts available on May 4th. So May 4th is just less than a month away, which is fantastic. But I mean, this could be one of the best trailers, just period. Just the way it's put together is so genius. Yes, it has Grievous. Yes, it has Vader and Thrawn and the Grand Inquisitor and all these other characters, but it's focused on Barriss Offee and Morgan Elsbeth. Two not very main characters in the mainstream of Star Wars. When Tales of the Jedi was Ahsoka and Count Dooku, two very main characters in the Star Wars universe. So it's extremely difficult for them to get this amount of hype for a show that's focused around Barriss Offee, who's a very side character in the Clone Wars, and Morgan Elsbeth, who's a sort of main character in Ahsoka, but she's a side character in The Mandalorian, and she hasn't appeared in anything else. So to get so many people excited for a show about these two specific characters is extremely difficult to do, and this trailer gets me more excited than I've been for a Star Wars project in a long time. Probably like, I was excited for Ahsoka. The trailers were getting me excited. The leaks and stuff were getting me excited. I was excited for Ahsoka because it's Rebels Season 5. But this trailer, just a trailer alone to get you this excited, you have to go back to like The Force Awakens. When Chewie We're Home came on the screen, like that got me excited. This is that sort of level of excitement again, which is absolutely insane. And it gets me really, really excited. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this. What's been going on? What have people found, or I should say, over the course of the last 3 days when it comes to what the hell's going on with this show? Who's in it? What's going on? What's the story here? Now, I want to bring up something from the Discord that somebody found on the Discord, and this is pretty big. So a huge shout out to the Discord. If you guys are not in the Discord, there's a link in the description below to a free Discord. So it goes back to this scene in the trailer right here, if I can find it. Oh, right here. Okay, this scene right here in the trailer. So these are battle droids being forced to the ground by some glowing figure in white. Whoops. This person right here. So we still really have no idea who this could possibly be. And tell me in the chat who you think this person in glowing light could be. The only evidence that we know about this person is that they're forcing battle droids. That's it. Pretty much that's it. So it means that takes place in the time of the Clone Wars. Palpatine, you think it could be Palpatine? It does kind of look like Palpatine from the silhouette with the hood and everything. But why would it be a white shimmering light? Now, if you look at the, hang on, let me pull it up. You look at the poster, was the word I was looking for there. You look at the poster for this show. Let me pull it up. Tales of the Empire. Okay. If you look at the poster for this show, the one that they officially released, this glowing person is on the poster. Oh, wait, no. That's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. There we go. This glowing person is on the poster right here next to Morgan Elsbeth, who's using a bow and arrow very similar to the one that Omega uses in the Bad Batch. But this poster has a lot going on here. Let's just take a second. You got Morgan Elsbeth here. You got Barriss Offee, of course. Morgan Elsbeth smaller there. Morgan Elsbeth smaller there. You got General Grievous, who of course is General Grievous, the GOAT. You got the fourth sister over there. You got the sixth brother, the Inquisitor from Tales of the Jedi, the Grand Inquisitor, Vader, the dude from The Mandalorian, Thrawn, of course. But they do have a spot for this glowing person. Who the hell is this glowing person? Mother Talzin is a great guess as well. Mother Talzin is a great guess. But somebody in the Discord zoomed in and made this look a lot bigger. Now, who do we think this looks like? Any guesses? Any guesses? Mando United, what's up, says Ahsoka. Yes. I think it looks like Ahsoka personally. Now, it could be somebody else. It might be somebody with the hood on, as you could probably see a little bit of both. But Ahsoka, if it's Ahsoka, and of course it's the two sort of head-tail things that are making us believe that it's Ahsoka, the two sort of horns coming out there with the hood over it, it looks like Ahsoka. It could be Ahsoka. Now, the other option, which I think it could also look like, and you can tell by the color of their face, is what the hell's her name? Barasafi's master. What's her name? It starts with an L. What the hell's her name? Help me out, chat. Luminara. Yes, thank you. Luminara. So, Luminara. Hang on, let me look it up. Star Wars Master Luminara. Okay. So when you look at Master Luminara, she looks like this, and she's the master of Barasafi. Let me take a gander at this. Okay, this is perfect. Boom, boom, boom. This is perfect. This is Master Luminara, and this is Ahsoka Tano, the two in question right now. Yes, Luminara. So you got Luminara and you got Ahsoka. I think both of them kind of look like this person right here. The coloring is really hard to see on the face, but it kind of looks like a little bit of a green, and that would lead me to believe that it could be Luminara. And the little, like, pointy pieces on her head, same thing with Ahsoka, and that's kind of what we're looking at here. I just don't see where Ahsoka could fit into this show at this point, especially because she's fighting droids. So that would mean the Clone Wars, and Ahsoka was there during the Clone Wars, and so was Luminara. But why would she be involved in a story with Morgan Elsbeth? Now, it could be Barasafi, and we could be getting Clone Wars flashbacks with Barasafi's character as well. But this, I think, is probably the most important scene, or most, not important, but most speculatory scene, let's put it that way, that we can actually latch onto and go, who the hell is this glowing figure? Who the hell is this glowing figure? So I think the two most likely options right now are probably Luminara and Ahsoka Tano. And your guess is probably as good as mine. Do any of you guys think it could be somebody else? Again, this is her in the poster, or maybe it's a he, but it looks like a her. Her in the poster. I don't know. The two horns here make me think it's Ahsoka, but the face makes me think it's Luminara. And it honestly looks like they're wearing some sort of like dress, and that looks more like Luminara's outfit there. But I don't know. It's clearly someone of importance because this is the poster here, and the important people on the poster are Morgan Elsbeth and Barriss, who are the main two characters. Thrawn, who of course is freaking Grand Admiral Thrawn. Vader, Grand Inquisitor, and other Inquisitors who we've seen throughout the trailer. And then this glowing person who only gets one freaking frame, and we don't know who it is. So, again, your guess is as good as mine. What's up, Joe? How we doing? General Grievous, how we doing? Your guess is as good as mine, but what do we think? Baylan? That's an interesting one. It doesn't look like Baylan, but Baylan being brought into this story would be pretty damn cool. Yeah. That'd be pretty cool. Mike Fields is up, says, that's Omega with the bow. No. Darth Jar Jar. There you go. Now we're on to something. Omega with the bow? No, it's not. Oh, wrong thing. That's definitely not Omega right there. Oh, my head's in the way. Duh. That's not Omega right there. Let's zoom in on it. If I can zoom in on it, what the heck? Oh, there we go. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that's not Omega. I believe it's supposed to be a younger Morgan Elsbeth, but it could be just another Night Sister. I believe from the trailer it looks like Morgan Elsbeth. What's actually really interesting, and I just noticed this here, there's two things in the middle of this that are pretty damn interesting. Or three, actually. One, you have the bell behind Vader that Ahsoka chops in half in The Mandalorian. So we're getting a lot of Mandalorian callbacks, or call forwards? What? Yeah. So we see the bell that Ahsoka eventually chops in half. That's on Corvus. Then you see a Star Destroyer from the Empire, but you see Venators from the time of the Republic, 4 of them trailing a Star Destroyer. Interesting. Probably alluding to the fact that we're going to be both in the Empire and the Clone Wars or the Republic time. But what planet is this? There's one planet in the middle. It looks like the planet where the Inquisitor's base is on. But why that one specifically? Like Morgan Elsbeth is going to be on Corvus too. And on Dothamir. Interesting. This poster might be a little bit more special than we might know. Interesting. I don't know. That glowing figure is it's pissing me off. I want to know who it is real bad. And it looks like there's like a glowing ball around them. If I zoom out a little bit here. It's like a glowing ball around them. I don't know what that could mean. It looks like it's the last airbender over there or something. I don't know. Planet we see in the trailer. Yeah, it's probably the Inquisitor's planet. We see that in the trailer. Yeah. At some point. But let's break this down, because there's a lot of sort of, like I like to call, trailer magic going on in this Tales of the Jedi trailer, with a lot of flash forwards, flashbacks, and all this stuff all over the place. So let's break it down sort of scene by scene here. We did it a little bit on Thursday, but now we have a lot more information to go off of here. So it starts off with Morgan Elsbeth, and I pulled this up on Thursday's stream. You guys are way more excited to see what happens with Barriss Offee, and I am too. Barriss is the more important character, I believe, in this season. Just like, even though I love Ahsoka, Count Dooku was way more important in season 1 of Tales of the Jedi, because we wanted to see what happened with him when he fell to the dark side. We know a lot of Ahsoka's story already. We didn't need that really planned out as much. Now, it starts with Morgan Elsbeth, who I think, and you guys think as well, is probably the less important character, but she's talking to Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Why do you seek Imperial favor?
And it starts off with the biggest question of all. Why is Morgan Elsbeth joining the Empire?
Yes.
And we get to see her planet, Dathomir, get destroyed by the Separatists. And that's what we see in the Clone Wars. And we see Grievous take over, or pretty much kill all of the Night Sisters in some mass massacre. But we didn't know that Morgan Elsbeth was there. She was there. So a new character from the Mandoverse has now been embedded in the history of Star Wars, from the Clone Wars all the way up and through the original trilogy and into the Mandalorian. But she was here, and she fought one-on-one versus General Grievous and survived. So this is her. Yeah, so that's her with the markings on her face. So that on the poster, that's just a younger version of Morgan. But some more trailer magic here. This is supposed to make you think that it's Dathomir that's burning. This is not. This is Corvus. So we're getting a lot more Corvus. As you can see, this ship is burning there, and we'll see that ship later on.
My anger gives me strength.
And then this is Dathomir. So two different burning places, two different burning ships or cities or whatever you want to call it. Two different burning places. One is Corvus and one is Dathomir, both in completely different time periods in the Star Wars timeline. This is during the Clone Wars, and Corvus is during the time of the New Republic. Yeah. Almost 40 years apart, 30 years apart, something like that.
It is that strength I offer the Empire.
Offer accepted.
Let's take a second to appreciate Grand Admiral Thrawn in the Clone Wars animation. He looks fantastic. A lot of people have problems with the Rebels animation style. I'm not one of those people, but they had problems with Thrawn's look in it. He looks fantastic here, must say.
I'm here to.
So this is the planet we were just talking about. This is probably the planet. Yeah, this is the planet that's in the poster. So this is the planet where the Inquisitor's base is. We've seen it in Kenobi, and now we're going to see it again in this show.
I'm here to present you with an opportunity, Barriss.
So a little backstory on Barriss Offee. Where is she at now? Where is she now? She was captured by the Republic because she framed Ahsoka Tano in the bombing of the Jedi Temple in Season 5 of the Clone Wars. And she fought against Anakin Skywalker with Asajj Ventress's lightsaber. I know, pretty crazy. But she gets captured, and she's a prisoner on, we're guessing, Coruscant. And we only see one scene of Coruscant in this entire trailer, which we'll get to. But then, after the Empire takes over, the Inquisitors come to her and offer her a choice to join the Inquisitors.
Just be glad you're not a Jedi anymore.
Still getting clones, which means we're like immediately after Order 66, immediately after the Empire takes over, because we see the clones are being phased out in the Bad Batch.
Your path is set, Morgan Elsbeth. I will fulfill my destiny.
Again, some more trailer magic. She is fulfilling her destiny. This is on Dathomir.
I will fulfill my destiny.
This is on Corvus. So I was kind of like, what is Barriss's destiny? What is she talking about here? And then I realized she's a Night Sister. All her Night sisters died in this massive massacre with the Separatists. her destiny is to bring the Night Sisters back. And that's what she does in the Ahsoka show. She goes to Peridia, literally goes a whole galaxy away to bring back the other Night Sisters, and she succeeds. She sacrifices herself doing so to protect them on their escape from the planet of Peridia, but she succeeds. Her destiny is to bring the Night Sisters back to the known galaxy, and that's what she does.
Mercy only breeds defeat.
It's nice to see the Grand Inquisitor not look like an idiot like he did in Kenobi. As much as I love the finale of Kenobi, it has its issues, and one of the major issues of Kenobi is the freaking Grand Inquisitor. He looks like an idiot, but it's good to see his head back in nice and long again, and it's great to see. But regardless, there's still these lightsabers. They're definitely Jedi's lightsabers who got killed during Order 66, as we can tell because this one is green and not red.
But I will help you overcome this weakness. Attack!
You said the Empire would help to change things.
Again, this is the time of the New Republic. This is way later than the Clone Wars, way later than the story we're getting with Barriss, way later.
Everything comes at a cost. My world has been burning since I was a...
Can never get enough General Grievous, and of course he dies right before Order 66. So everything we're going to get from him is going to be a prequel or a flashback or whatever, and this is pretty cool to get to see that as well. I mean, honestly, you could never get enough General Grievous. Let's be real. Let's be real. Never. Yeah. Alex says General Kenobi, Grand Inquisitor, got bonked in the head with a coconut. That's why his head is shaped differently. But then it comes back to normal for Rebels. Makes sense. Yeah. This is the way, says Mike. Any theories on how Morgan gets the Beskar spear? That's actually a great question. Let's ask you guys. How do you think Morgan Elsbeth gets a Beskar spear? Raffi says, one of the Andor writers will co-write Dawn of the Jedi. Yes, we'll get to that news in a little bit for sure. Yeah. But what do you guys think about that? Let's talk about that for a second. How does Morgan Elsbeth get the Beskar spear? And oh, Mr. Beckham, welcome to the people who love Star Wars. Oh yeah, Mr. Beckham, welcome to the people who love Star Wars. I appreciate that. At the master level, you know what that means? After 1 year, you get a free lightsaber. At the master level, there's 3 levels to become a member, and at the master level, you get a free lightsaber after 1 year. I appreciate that, Mr. Beckham. I really, really do. But let's get back to the question at hand. How does Morgan Elsbeth get the Beskar spear? Now, if we go back to the beginning of this trailer, the very beginning, she's holding the Beskar spear when talking to Grand Admiral Thrawn. So at some point between her fight with General Grievous here,
Since I was...
because she's using these other weapons here, and she doesn't have the Beskar spear. So from one point between this fight between her and General Grievous to when she's talking to Grand Admiral Thrawn at the beginning of the trailer, she gets a Beskar spear. Why, when, how, what, where? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine right now. I really don't know, but we'll see. I guess we'll have to wait and see. I'm sure it'll be explained. There's obviously going to be an explanation. That's why we're following Morgan Elsbeth over any other character in the Empire, because there's a lot of explanation that needs to go down for Morgan. How was she communicating with Thrawn in the New Beyond? How was she communicating with the other Night Sisters? All this stuff. We're going to get a lot of information about Night Sisters specifically because, again, there's very little that we know about them. Alex says the Empire took Beskar from Mandalore, and I'm sure that Thrawn is the one who can give it to her. That would be pretty cool. If Thrawn gives it to her as a gift, that would be pretty cool. And like Thrawn just is a genius. He's like, ooh, a Night Sister? I'm going to make friends with her and give her a Beskar spear. That would be pretty awesome. And could actually give us a appearance of maybe one Moff Gideon, as he's the sort of dude who's in charge of all that, taking over Mandalore and all that other stuff. Absolutely wild. By the way, we just hit 50 plus people on the stream again, and that would have been record breaking if we hadn't had that Thursday stream, so I appreciate you all for being here. Smash a freaking like on the stream if you haven't yet. But let's go back to where we were at with Grievous.
I was a child. You cannot stop what has begun.
Again, still don't know who this Jedi is, and probably it's not going to be that significant. Yeah, probably not going to be significant. He's probably going to die in this scene anyway, so who really cares? But it is going to be cool to see Inquisitors hunting down Jedi. We're going to get to see the beginning of the Inquisitors.
Now,
And of course, the mysterious glowing figure.
you must face one final test. To join us. It is time you meet your new master.
And she's the first to kneel. So, give me a 1 into the chat if you think that Barriss is going to die by the end of this show. By the end of the 6 episodes, do you think she's going to die? And give me a 2 if you think she'll live and have a future after this show. 1, she dies. 2, she lives. What do we think? Because I honestly think with Anakin, of course, this is Vader right here coming in the room. Vader's coming in. Vader is the one who is Anakin Skywalker. Raheem's World, what's up? Oh, wow, this is very split. Wow, we might have to pull this up. Should we put up the poll here? This is actually split way more than I thought it would be. I think because it's Anakin, because Anakin saw the reason Ahsoka left the Jedi Order, the reason that this all went to shit is because of Barriss Offee. Because Barriss framed Ahsoka for bombing the Jedi Temple. If that didn't happen, none of this would have happened. Maybe Order 66 wouldn't have happened. Maybe Anakin wouldn't have fallen to the dark side because Ahsoka would still be at his side. So Anakin might blame Barriss for everything. And with that, as he sees her, as he walks in this room and sees Barriss in front of him, he'll lose his mind and probably just kill her on the spot if I were to guess. But what do we think? What do we think? Is Barriss a goner? It seems like, I don't know. This is interesting. This is very interesting. Interesting. Should we pull it up? Let's pull it up. All right, we're doing it. Let me end this last poll. Let's see what we're talking about next. So next we're going to talk about the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, then the Bad Batch, and then the Dawn of the Jedi. I might switch those last two just so we can talk about the Bad Batch on our way out. All right, let's pull this up. Do you think Barriss will survive Tales of the Empire? Toddy. Tote. Yes or no? Do you think Barriss will survive Tales of the Empire? Yes or no? I would love to see a scene where Vader is training with the Inquisitors, because we know from the comics that Vader's like chopping off their limbs and stuff, and that would be really, really cool to see. But what if in the training he just kills Barriss? Or even on a mission he just kills Barriss or something like that. Knowing Anakin, knowing how emotional he is, knowing how much he cares for the ones he loves, Padme, Ahsoka, like, he's going to kill Barriss. I personally believe he's going to kill Barriss. So do you think she'll survive the show? Right now it's 57% of you say no. 57%. Interesting. General Grievous says, I honestly think it could go either way, but I would bet that Barriss is actually surviving. Interesting. Christoph, what's up, says Barriss must die so Vader can live, because in the end, Barriss is a part of Anakin's past. That's true too. It might be sort of like a Anakin needs to kill her type deal. Yeah. Mando United says, I think he will drag it out though. Yeah, like torture her. I could see that too. Like it would be like training sequences where he's chopping off her limbs and stuff like that. Like her hand gets chopped off or something. And then they go on missions together and he's messing with her and dragging it out. Yeah, I agree. I think that could be it. Jay says he accidentally cuts her head off. Yeah.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah. Tiffany says, because Anakin is still kind of pokes through Vader, like the conversation between him and Obi-Wan. Yeah, we see that multiple times. Anakin is still in there. Obviously, he is when in Return of the Jedi, when he comes through and saves the day and saves his son. Yeah, so We see it with Ahsoka in Rebels. We see it with Kenobi in the Kenobi show. So Anakin is still down there somewhere. He's very far gone, but he's still there. So when he sees Barriss, he's probably going to lose it. Fallen Master, what's up? Alex says, Vader going to pull Commander Fox on Ventress? Commander Fox on Ventress. Commander Fox on Ventress. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I'm confused. I'm confused. All right, by the way, it's 50-50%. We're split right down the middle right now of who you guys think will survive or won't survive. That's crazy. When he sees her there, there's no way he's not going to lose it. Yeah. And they might go like straight into, because the Grand Inquisitor says, now meet your new master. So they might go straight into like a training sequence where Vader's training the Inquisitors, and he might just like lose it on all of them. Just start chopping limbs off, just like start actually hurting people, like stuff like that. And it could cause for like the Grand Inquisitor to go, what the hell's going on? Why is Vader losing his shit? And then maybe he even realizes that it's Barriss. Yeah. Vader completely twisted Commander Fox's head. I can see that happening to Ventress. When did he completely twist Commander Fox's head? She'll find the Purgle and travel to Peridia, I'm telling you. If too many people are using the Purgle to travel to Peridia, then it becomes like not a special thing, you know? It was supposed to be this crazy event that Ezra Bridger called in the Purgle, and they jetted off to a different galaxy. Like, that was supposed to be crazy. And then Ahsoka does it again because she's Ahsoka the White. It's supposed to be one of the most powerful Force users of all time by that point in the Ahsoka show. So she's able to go inside the Purgle and travel to Peridia. Yeah. B-Man, what's up? What is up? All right. As much as I would love to talk about Tales, actually, let's finish off the trailer. Because as much as I'd love to talk about Tales of the Jedi all day long, we do have a ton of other news to get to. Again, interesting we don't see Vader's head, but we do get a very, very, very personal shot of him walking by Barriss.
Long live the Empire.
Long live the Empire. So, that's the trailer. That's what Tales of the Jedi is, and I'm so freaking excited. Tell me in the chat on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for Tales of the Empire? It's less than a month away, may I remind you. This is May the 4th. That is less than a month away. That's only, 28 days away? No, that's way off. Yeah, no, that's right? How many days are in April? 30 or 31? Whatever. On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for this show? Raheem's World says, yo, I truly believe that there will be a big twist on why Barriss will survive. I'm all for that. If Barriss survives and it's like a cool reason as to why, I'd be for that. Okay, these are all 10s out of 10s, except for your pal Joe says 8 out of 10. Christoph who says 8 out of 10. 10 out of 10, over 9,000. Okay. 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. We seem pretty excited for this show, I must say. Nick says 66 out of 10. Nice. 100 out of 10. Exactly. I'm right there with you. I'm absolutely a 10 out of 10, if not past the 10 out of 10. This trailer got me more excited than I ever thought I could be for this show. Tales of the Jedi Season 2 I was looking forward to. Like, what two Jedi will they focus on? I was excited because Tales of the Jedi Season 1 was really, really good. Then they dropped this trailer, and I saw, before I watched the trailer, Tales of the Empire. I was like, okay, that's interesting. But I never realized how excited I could be for this show until I watched the trailer. So I'm extremely excited, 10 out of 10 all day long. But let's switch gears a little bit here. We can always go back to Tales. But let's switch gears to the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, okay? So the Mandalorian and Grogu movie just got its official release date, and there's no real surprises here. But it did get an official release date, and we got an update that, yes, Pedro Pascal is coming back to voice Din Djarin. There was no surprises there. But we also got some updates about the production of the movie. So let's read this article coming from Bespin, and then we can talk about it, okay? Okay. All right. So, Star Wars The Mandalorian and Grogu confirms it's releasing on May 22nd, 2026. So again, May is just a month away. this is 2 years in a month away. So we're only about 2 years away from the next Star Wars, or the first Star Wars movie on the big screen since Rise of Skywalker. A surprise to be sure, but wait, no, it's definitely not a surprise. Earlier this year, Lucasfilm announced that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni were developing a Star Wars movie that would follow their hit Disney Plus series, The Mandalorian. Favreau and Filoni would both serve as writers and executive producers, but Favreau would be handed directing duties. On the film titled The Mandalorian and Grogu. Again, tell me in the chat, what do you think about this title? The Mandalorian and Grogu, is it your favorite title? Could you come up with a better title for a Mando movie? What do we think of the title? What do we think? Is that the actual title? Yes. Yes, it is. General Grievous says, I'm not personally that excited for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Really? This is the way says, it's growing on me. Yeah, it's kind of growing on me too, the more and more I see it. Alex says, I don't like it. Interesting. Star Wars for Life says, I hate it. There we go. B-Man says, I like it. Interesting. So we're pretty split on this one. Hate the title, to be honest. Not my favorite. Interesting. Okay, so then what would you guys title this? Let's pull it up. You know, this is gonna be the stream of polls. Let's do it. Let's just do 1 million polls. This is gonna be the stream of polls. Let's do it. By the way, that was 50-50. The math is mathing. Holy shit. 50-50. 50% of you guys think bears will die and 50% don't. Interesting. Do you like the Mandalorian and Grogu title? Yes or no? Simple. Simple, easy. Not enough epic? Interesting. Not epic enough. Is there going to be a Rey movie? Yes, as far as we know. Tiffany says there probably went with the basic title so that fans don't watch too much on Disney Plus. Yes, you have a point. But like you're saying, it needs to immediately click that this is a Mandalorian and Grogu movie. It has to be an extension of The Mandalorian, and that's what people need to know. The Revenge of Thrawn, that's pretty good. But they already have a Revenge of the blank, you know? Mando United says, needs to be connected to the theme or the story of more than just the characters. Yeah, to an extent. Most of the trilogy movies are like that. It's a theme or whatever. It's the story, but it's also the theme. It's whatever. Rise of Skywalker, Return of the Jedi, Revenge of the Sith, A New Hope, The Force Awakens, all that stuff. But you have Rogue One, which is just a story about Rogue One, the group called Rogue One. And you have Solo, which is just a story about Han Solo. I hope that The Mandalorian turns into a trilogy, but as of right now, it's not. So it might just be something along those lines. I would like Heir to the Empire. I would love Heir to the Empire. If this was called Heir to the Empire, the next one was called, what's the middle one called? And the last one was called The Last Command. What's the second book of the Heir to the Empire called? What? Heir to the Empire and Last Command. What the hell's the middle book called? Somebody help me out in the chat. But yeah, they should definitely just continue those names. Why not? They have Timothy Zahn in the background. They know what they're doing. They know how to do this. Why not? It would get so many Legends fans excited, and it would make sense. It would make sense. Absolutely. Yeah. It could be a tad bit more creative, but I'm all right with it, in my opinion. Interesting. Interesting. Am I going to talk about the Rey movie? Well, there's no real news about the Rey movie today, but yes, there's a lot to talk about when it comes to the Rey movie. Yeah. Dark Force Rising. Yes, thank you. Wait, no, what? Tiffany says, I'm just excited to see one of my favorites on the big screen. I love Mando and Grogu. Yeah, that's sort of the gist. People, if they get the gist that it is a Mando and Grogu movie, then who cares? Do you think we'll see Leia or Luke in this movie? No. I don't think we'll see Luke or Leia in the Mando movie, but I do think we'll see them in the Mando trilogy at some point. Probably in movie 2 or movie 3. I would be surprised if they were in the first movie just titled Mandalorian and Grogu. But let's finish this article. Okay. Or let's even start it. We barely started it. That's better. Where was I? Oh, the Mandalorian and Grogu. At the time, Lucasfilm and Disney had untitled Star Wars movie release dates, the first one being May 22nd of 2026. The initial announcement touted that The Mandalorian and Grogu would lead their their film slate, which also included a new Jedi Order movie featuring Rey Skywalker, a Mandoverse crossover event film from Dave Filoni, and a Dawn of the Jedi movie from James Mangold, which we have some crazy news on today. None of the movies listed had release dates. However, given Lucasfilm's slate that stated that the Mandalorian and Grogu movie would be their lead for the film slate, they still did not commit to the already announced May 22nd, 2026 date until now. Just a few weeks later, Bob Iger shared on an earnings call that the Mandalorian and Grogu movie would release in 2026, but again, did not say a specific date for this. So, 2 months after the announcement of the Mandalorian and Grogu, Disney has finally confirmed, in a surprise to absolutely nobody that's been keeping up with the dates of the latest Star Wars news, that the Mandalorian and Grogu movie will release on May 22nd of 2026 and lead Lucasfilm's Star Wars theatrical slate, just as we've known for 2 months. So it's official. The Mandalorian and Grogu movie will release on May 22nd of 2026. Officially. Yes, I know there's a lot of sarcasm baked into this, but the news is still pretty big, blah, 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 blah. Okay, here we go. The Mandalorian and Grogu is set to begin filming, though, in June and is due to wrap at some point in October. As I've exclusively dropped in the past, Lucasfilm or Disney have not confirmed what movie will be on the release date of December of 2026 or December of 2027. Those two dates are housing 2 untitled Star Wars movies right now, but it's believed that the Rey Skywalker film will be in December of 2026 and the James Mangold film will be in December of 2027, followed by the Mandalorian and Grogu Mando crossover event movie with Dave Filoni at some point in 2028. So that's a lot. Let's take a second. So the first release is going to be the Mandalorian and Grogu movie on May 22nd of 2026. Mark your calendars, write it down, take work off that day. 2 years from May 22nd, we are getting Star Wars back on the big screen. Finally. Then, after that, there's 2 release dates left that are on the slate. Now, there are probably going to be more, but there's 2. December of that same year, 2026, and December of the following year, 2027. Now, as it stands, we assume that the Rey movie is going to come first in December of 2026, and the James Mangold movie is going to come out in December of 2027, giving us a 2-year gap between Mando movies, because the Dave Filoni Mando movie will come out in 2028. Meaning, we are going to get 2 movies, Star Wars movies, in 2026, 1 in 2027, and at least 1 in 2028, and probably another one in 2029, and probably another one in 2030, and probably another one in 2031. We're talking at least 1 Star Wars movie for at least a 5-year stretch. At least. Probably a lot longer. Is that what we want? Do you want 1 Star Wars movie a year? Or do you want 1 Star Wars movie every other year, or every 3rd year, or 2 a year, or 3 a year, or 7 a year? What do you want? What is the perfect balance for a Star Wars movie? Because in 2026, we're going to see 2. In 2027, we're going to see 1. What is the balance? What is that perfect number for Star Wars movies in a year? What do we think? 1 every other year? So 1 every other year. So not even once a year. Interesting. I think once a year works. It worked from 2015 to 2019, where we got The Force Awakens, then Rogue One, then The Last Jedi, then Solo, then Rise of Skywalker. Now, maybe not all those movies were great or the best ever, but once a year felt like an event. It felt like, oh, in December, I got a Star Wars movie to go watch. That's awesome. And maybe it's May. Maybe May is the date. What do we think? 1 a year plus a TV show. Yeah, I think they're obviously going to continue to make Disney Plus shows. That's not going to slow down. So you'll have more content throughout the year on Disney Plus, but I'm talking just movies. Just 1 a year. Martha says, we want everyone's backstory told every year. That could be done on Disney Plus though. Yeah. One every other year, because that way you won't make any filler crap. Well, there won't be any filler crap. It won't be the same story being told every year. It won't be like a Mando movie in 2026, a Mando movie in 2027, a Mando movie in 2028. It will be a Mando movie every other year. So 2026, 2028, 2030. And then in between those years, it will be a different story. A Dawn of the Jedi story. A Rey movie story. Like, it will be a different story. Yeah. Every 2 years makes people more excited. But every 2 years, if it's telling the same story, the sequels were spread out by 2 years, but there was different stories in between. This is the way says, I hope they play the Rey movie trailer when we go to see the Mandalorian and Grogu. That would be smart. That would be smart marketing for sure. Yeah. Navarro says, depends if you are a fan or a casual viewer. That is true too. Mando United says, would people want to see an animated film in theaters? I don't know. Because the Clone Wars movie got a lot of crap. I mean, on Rotten Tomatoes, it's got like one of the lowest scores of any Star Wars project ever. It's really bad. I personally don't dislike the Clone Wars movie as much as people do. I think it's fun. It's not as good as the Clone Wars show itself, but will they ever go back to an animated film on the big screen? I doubt it. Maybe not for a long, long, long time. Yeah. Jay says, I want it to be a Mando movie in 2026, 2027, 2028, just like The Lord of the Rings. Yeah, you're not going to get that. I don't think you're going to get that. I think there's going to be at least a year between the Mando movies. So it'll be every other year. Yeah. 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 But that is the Mandalorian news. That is the release date, May 22nd, 2026. So mark your calendars. Let's stay on the topic of Star Wars movies, but let's switch gears to the Dawn of the Jedi. So Dawn of the Jedi was announced back last year at Star Wars Celebration. James Mangold is going to be writing and directing the movie. James Mangold is the director most known for Logan, I believe, probably. Logan, the Wolverine movie. Absolutely incredible movie. Probably one of the greatest superhero movies of all time. But he also did like Ford versus Ferrari. He did Indiana Jones 5, but people don't really seem to like that movie too much. But he's done some incredible movies in the past. He's a very good director. He just got some help on the writing side of things, as we just got this guy. Now, do I love pronouncing names? Okay, let's talk about this. The Andor writer, and for those Andor fans out there, give me one into the chat if you're an Andor fan. I am too. Andor fans will absolutely love this, because the Andor writer who wrote the One Way Out arc of Andor, the prison arc with Kino Loy, and he also wrote the show Severance, which was like the show of the year last year, I think. The guy who wrote those two things is now going to co-write Dawn of the Jedi. So this guy's name is... Here we go, guys. Here we go. His name is... Where the hell is his name? Willymon. The Willymon. It's Mr. Willymon. Okay? That's what I'm going to be calling him from now on. The Willymon. It's a great name. Okay, let's read this. This is coming from Bespin as well. Star Wars Andor and Severance writer boards James Mangold's Dawn of the Jedi. So this is the Willymon. It's such a freaking great name. The Willymon. This is the Willymon right here. He wrote Andor. He wrote Severance. And now he's writing Dawn of the Jedi. Back in April of 2023, Lucasfilm, during the Star Wars Celebration, brought out writer and director James Mangold to reveal that the filmmaker is set to helm a Star Wars film. Mangold revealed that his flick is set 25,000 years before Star Wars The Phantom Menace and will explore the origins of the first ever Jedi. It has been dubbed Dawn of the Jedi by fans and outlets, though it has not been confirmed that this is the title of the movie. Interesting that it's 25,000 years before the Phantom Menace, and we know for a fact that the first ever Jedi Temple because it's the first ever Jedi, was created on Arc 2, where Luke is in The Last Jedi, 25,000 years before. So we might be seeing some connection there. But going back to the beginning of the Jedi, how the first ever Force users sort of came to be is what we're going to be exploring, going back to the very beginning in this movie, which is absolutely insane to me. This is one of the most anticipated projects in my personal opinion, because that is going back to the beginning, getting to see the first people ever explore the Force, learn how to wield it, build the first lightsaber, all that stuff we'll get to see happen for the very first time, and it's going to be so damn cool. And the best part about it is Dave Filoni finally got this promotion, and he's going to be in charge of freaking all of it. So it'll be great. Let's read this. Mangold at the time was keen to tell various outlets at the event that he would be writing Dawn of the Jedi movie as well as directing it. It's now been reported by The Hollywood Reporter that Lucasfilm has hired a co-writer for the project. I don't even know. I don't know. The Willy Mon. The Willy Mon. The Jedi. Yeah, so they were called the Jedi. They weren't really called the Jedi at the time. The original Jedi are called the Jedi. It's not until they split off into the Sith and the Jedi is when they get the actual title of Jedi. Yeah. I'm talking too much. I need a sip of water. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. There we go. There we go. That's a lot of years. Yeah, it is. Fearless says we'll probably see the Zepho in this movie. That's pretty interesting because the Zepho, I like that. The Zepho have only been introduced in video games, in Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor, and that's about it. Yes, their writing was on the walls, or there was a mention of the Zepho in the Ahsoka show on the writings on the walls, but there was no real mention of them specifically. Yeah. Good mugs follow orders? No, that's not a thing. But I appreciate it. Yeah. Mando United says, will they be all new characters or will they cover some Legends books and comics? That's a great question, actually. And let me go full screen as we'll get back to the Willy Mon in a second. Will they be taking stuff from Legends? Yes, absolutely. Now that Dave Filoni has this CCO position over at Lucasfilm, he's in charge of almost everything that comes out at this point. Or he at least oversees everything that's being made. So he's a big advocate of Legends material. He grew up on it in the 90s and in the 80s. So he's a big sort of pusher of the Legends material. That's why he brings in Thrawn in Rebels, and that's why we're seeing the Mandoverse bring in a ton of different Legends characters and really pull from the Legends material. Even in the Bad Batch, we got Mao Tantus, which is straight from Legends, and we're getting a lot of that. So yes, it's going to take elements of Legends, of that story of the original Jedi or the Jedi, and it's going to take it and sort of combine it with new elements. It'll be a combination of both. It won't be pure Legends. It won't be exactly the same story as Legends, but it will take certain components from the Legends material and weave it into the new canon. That's what I think will happen. So we might see some familiar faces, we might not. And some fans might be really upset about it, and some fans might not. You got to go in with an open mind, the same way that they're doing the Heir to the Empire shit in the Mandoverse. It'll be very similar to that. Pam says, Bu equals Bo. Well, guess what? His name is the Willy Mon, so I honestly don't care. I appreciate it, Pam. No, I do. In the Ahsoka show, we see the hieroglyphs from the Zepho. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. So we could, like, the Zepho are a brand new species. Those were never around in Legends. But they could be very similar to, like, the Rakata or a different Legends ancient species that's just sort of replacing it. Yeah. Fearless says, I really want that movie so bad. I'm totally excited. Yeah, The Dawn of the Jedi is probably one of my most anticipated. But let's keep reading this from the Willy Mon. So the Willy Mon is joining as a co-writer. Star Wars fans should be familiar with the Willy Mon's work. He penned the Narkina 5 arc of Andor Season 1, arguably the best arc all around, incredible and critically acclaimed of the series. The Willy Mon is probably best known for being the creator of the Netflix series House of Cards. I've never seen that. Has anybody seen House of Cards? I have no idea. The writer also penned the Ryan Gosling and George Clooney flick, The Ideas of the IDs of March. I don't know. And was brought on as a writer for the second and third season of the critically acclaimed Apple TV series Severance, with the second season due out later this year. There you go. Many had questioned as to when we could expect to see Mangold's Dawn of the Jedi movie on the big screen. Lucasfilm, being Lucasfilm, won't confirm a release date around the time it was announced Mangold was to helm the Star Wars film. It had been confirmed that he was also set to direct and write the Swamp Thing movie for Warner Brothers Discovery with DC Studios, and many questions being raised as to what film he'd shoot and release first. As I mentioned, Lucasfilm has not confirmed a release window for Dawn of the Jedi, but it's reported earlier this year by Insider, I think that's just spelled incorrectly.com, claimed that Mangold's movie was aiming to release in December 17th of 2027. So it probably will take that 2027 release spot. Lucasfilm and Disney confirmed 3 release dates back in 2023, which was May 22nd of 2026, December 18th of 2026, and December 17th of 2027. At the time of writing this, we only know that the first one will be The Mandalorian and Grogu, which is the successor film of the Disney Plus series, which will release in May of 2026, which was confirmed by Disney earlier today. Now, personally, they think that the Dawn of the Jedi is likely to... Personally, I like the idea of the Dawn of the Jedi and liked some of Mangold's work quite a bit, like Ford vs. Ferrari, Logan, and Copland. Though Mangold's attachment didn't thrill me. I like that Mangold also was a director, but I wasn't completely sold on the idea of him being the sole writer on the film. However, with the inclusion of Mr. Willie Mon, my anticipation and excitement for the movie has grown tremendously. Yes, indeed. Thank you for reading, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so your guess is as good as mine when it comes to when this movie will release. I would probably assume not until the December of 2027 release date, because the Rey movie is most likely to release in that December of 2026 release date. But that's great news. The Willie Mon has been added as a co-writer to the Dawn of the Jedi. He's a great writer. The Andor fans will be extremely excited about this. But I can't wait. Dawn of the Jedi is up there for one of my most hyped projects, although it's so far away. Going back to the origins of the Jedi, seeing the first ever lightsabers be built, seeing the first ever people discover the Force. That's going to be really, really cool. And how it actually ties into future stuff. How it ties into the Jedi that we see in the prequels. How it ties into the Jedi that we see in the Rey movie and stuff like that. It'll be really cool. Yeah. 25,000 years is a long time. Are people like flying spaceships around then? Maybe space travel is limited. Yeah, so it's very limited. Actually, we see this in the High Republic, which is only 1,000 years, or 500 years really, even before the Phantom Menace, where they're really only just now being able to travel to the Outer Rim. The Outer Rim is still like the middle of nowhere in the High Republic. So I'm guessing during the time of the Dawn of the Jedi that hyperspace isn't even a thing. It's not a thing at all. So we might be focused on just one planet. And it might be Tython, it might be Octu, who knows. But there's going to be very limited space travel. Yes, there will probably be spaceships, but it'll be sub-light speed, so it'll take a long time to go from planet to planet, a lot longer than even with light speed. So I think we'll get to see a whole sort of different side of the galaxy before anything has been developed, before probably Coruscant looks like it does today, and maybe we'll get to see some glimpses of that. Yeah, it'll be cool. It'll be very, very cool. Yeah. Do the Jedi use other weapons before the lightsaber? Yeah, there's like a proto-saber and stuff like that we see in Legends, but again, that's all Legends. We don't know how they're going to go about it in canon. General Grievous says, Filoni takes things from Legends, but he also changes them in a different way. Yeah, he's going to change them, for sure. It's not going to be the same story that you know from Legends. It'll be very different. But it might take characters or it might take aspects of story pieces to sort of make it the same. Yeah. 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 Logan was a cool movie? Yeah, it was. I hope they show the lightsaber was created. They definitely will. Yeah. Maybe the Zepho are the reason that the Jedi came into existence. Maybe. And the Zepho are interesting because they didn't have lightsabers. They just used the Force in different ways. And that's pretty cool. Like the Jedi, they built lightsabers. They're weapons. Weapons, the strongest weapon in the galaxy, pretty much. And then they use the Force for combat purposes. They're supposed to be the keepers of the peace, but to do that, they have to kill people and keep the peace. There's other Force users that don't really go about that. They're not about that life. They don't kill people. They use the Force for good and stuff like that. And that's very similar to what the Zepho do. So maybe we'll see some more of that. Different sects. There's a T in there. Different sects of Force users when the Jedi are first being created. Yeah. Yeah, the Zepho used the Force to build complex puzzles. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. My biggest pet peeve is when people call Boba Fett Bubba Fett. That's pretty funny. The Jedi Order. Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Kinda. All right, let's switch gears now that we went over all those movie stuff to The Bad Batch. We got episode 12 coming this week. What is episode 12 titled? Shoot, does anybody know? Do I have to look it up? Let me look it up. StarWars.com Bad Batch. So The Bad Batch, we got episode 12 coming this week. Obviously, episode 10 and 11 were absolutely insane. Some of the best Bad Batch we've gotten. Some of the best animation we've gotten in a long time. So episode 12 is only a one-off episode, and I believe it's called The Juggernaut. Yeah, Juggernaut. Here we go. So this is the remaining season of The Bad Batch that we got ahead of us. Only 4 episodes left. I seriously doubt there will be a hidden 16th episode anymore. But this could be, again, a part 1, part 2. Where they go episode 15, part 1, part 2 type deal like they did with Rebels a lot. But next week's episode is episode 12, The Juggernaut. Now, the Juggernaut is a vehicle in Star Wars that we've seen in the Bad Batch trailer, which we haven't seen yet. But where we're at right now, after these 2 episodes, is a weird spot. Omega has been captured by the Empire again. She's going back to Tantus with the clone assassin. And our heroes are sort of trapped on Pabu with no way out. Because guess what? The Marauder, rest in peace, is gone. Can we get some rest in peace, the Marauder, in the chat? That I feel like Thursday, Friday, and even today have had such insane news, from the trailer drop of Tales of the Empire to the Mandalorian and Grogu movie news to the Dawn of the Jedi movie news to like all this news about Star Wars, that the Marauder being destroyed, Omega being captured, the Bad Batch being completely divided, trapped on Pabu, the Empire being on Pabu, like everybody sort of just forgot that all this sort of happened with the Bad Batch. So I don't know. It seems like the Bad Batch is sort of taking a back seat in the Star Wars news, and we got to talk about it because a lot happened. A lot happened in those 2 Bad Batch episodes, and a lot is still going to happen coming up. So let's talk about episode 10 and episode 11, since we haven't even been able to do that yet. Let's do them combined. So episode 10 and episode 11, rank those 2 episodes out of 10 in the chat right now. What did you think of those 2 episodes combined in the chat? I gave episode 10 an 8.5 out of 10, and I gave episode 11 a 9.5, so I'm about at a 9. I combined, they're about at a 9 out of 10. So rank the 2 episodes out of 10 in the chat. Was it the best 2 episodes of the season so far? Probably. Maybe. I think episode 3 was really good. I think episode 1 was really good. Those 2 probably combined are better for me, just personally. But I know a lot of you guys are really, really excited about this. So we got a 10 out of 10, a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 8.7 out of 10. Yeah. R.I.P. the Marauder. Exactly. Tiffany says, I was just relieved that Tech's goggles and Omega's doll were okay. I was worried, especially for Tech's goggles. Yeah, they're okay, but they're on Pabu. Here's the thing. People don't realize this. Yes, Omega was captured.
Incorrect.
I guess what I was about to say was incorrect. Yes, Omega was captured by the Empire. Yes, the clone assassin took Omega with them. But the Bad Batch are still on Pabu. And the Empire is still on Pabu. They're not leaving. They're not just going to go, oh, here we go. Let's just leave. That's not what's happening here. The Empire's still there. They're going to remain there for a long time. They're not just going to leave. This is now an occupied Imperial place. Meaning, the Marauder's gone. Crosshair, Wrecker, and Hunter and Batcher are trapped on Pabu with no way out. No way to contact Echo, no way to contact Rex. And that's probably what this next episode is going to be about. Fee's coming to rescue them. Fee could be a part of that too, yes. Fee's definitely going to come into play because she's in the trailer and we haven't seen her yet. But what's really interesting is with 4 episodes left, our heroes are completely divided. Omega's going back to Tantus. Now, I believe that Emery's going to have this redemption arc. She's going to be the one to sort of help Omega, and because Crosshair missed. He missed the shot and couldn't get the tracker, so they don't know where Tantus is still. I think Emery and Omega are going to be the ones who sort of tell them where it is from the location of Tantus. Emery's probably the key to all of it. But let me ask you guys the big question, the big elephant in the room. Who is under that mask? Who is the clone assassin? Who is it? Have you guys, give me a 1 into the chat if you saw my video from yesterday on my theory on what's going on here. I have fully convinced myself over the last couple days that it's nobody. That not a single, or not, it's obviously somebody under the mask, but it's going to be a nobody. We've been Morrocked. You've been Morrocked. That's what I think's going on here. I think you've been Morrocked. But let's see what you guys have to say. Who do you think is under the mask? What do we think? Should we pull it up? Let's end this poll. By the way, 64%, the math is not mathing, 64% of you do not like the title for the Mandalorian and Grogu, which is problematic, but regardless, it remains the same. Okay, let's pull this up. Who is the clone assassin? We've been talking about this for frickin' 6 weeks now. Who is the clone assassin? And here are your options. Tech. I love the tech theory. You guys got me with the frickin', what was the word? Domicile or something like that? Domicile? Who the hell says domicile? So domicile is a word that's being said by the clone assassin in the last episode, and Tech says it in season 2. That's freaking fantastic. But why doesn't he know where Pabu is? Interesting. Let's see. Tech, Cody, which was my favorite, Commander Cody. Cody was my favorite theory at first. I spelled Commander wrong. Commander Cody. Cody was my favorite theory at first. He disappears. He goes AWOL in season 2, never to be seen again. It would make sense that he was sent to Tantus just like every other clone who went AWOL at the time did. And he got sent to Tantus and he got put into this clone assassin program and he became this clone assassin. That would make sense. That's your second option. One that's really taken off lately is a clone of Crosshair. Clone of Crosshair. Now, the reason that this one is taken off is just the voice. Purely the voice of the character. It sounds so eerily similar to Crosshair, the clone assassin. So somebody actually mentioned this in the watch party on Wednesday. They were like, that sounds exactly like Crosshair. And I went back and I really listened and I was like, that sounds exactly like Crosshair. Now, I don't think it's a clone of Crosshair because how the hell would they clone Crosshair that quickly? But it is a good option and it would be a surprising one. And then the last option is no one. It's just nobody. That's your fourth option. I can only have 4 options, so there you go. If you think it's somebody else, please tell me in the chat. But what do we think? Who? What? How? When? Where? Who's under this mask? Who is it? I really want to know. Because if it's no one, if it's Tech, if it's Commander Cody, all of it would be really cool. But here's the reason as to why I think it could be nobody. In the last episode, we see Hemlock have that conversation with Tarkin. And it was pretty cool to get to see Tarkin again. It was really cool. But after that, he's looking at the plans for the next clone assassin because there's a next clone assassin coming. And it looks exactly like the Dark Trooper armor. The Dark Trooper armor from The Mandalorian. But the Phase 0 armor of the Dark Troopers had a person inside of it. So it could be a clone assassin. Meaning, we've already seen 2 clone assassins die. What's not to say that this third one is going to die as well, just to be replaced by the next one? And it would mean that this is just nobody. Now, even with that being the case, that this clone assassin could be replaced, it could still mean that there's somebody of significance under that mask. If Captain Rex kills him and it turns out that the helmet flies off and it's Cody, that would be very significant. If Crosshair, Wrecker, or Hunter, or even Omega kills him and the helmet pops off and it's Tech, that would be insane. I really don't know. If the helmet pops off and it's a freaking clone of Crosshair, it's like Luke Skywalker in the cave on Dagobah. His head pops off and it's Luke in there. Like, all of the options are pretty crazy, except for the option where it's nobody. The helmet pops off and it's just a normal clone. What do we think? Let's see what you guys think. All right, let's see. This is the way it says, it's Tech or someone important. Otherwise, the writers strung us out to dry. Interesting. Let's talk about that for a second. The writers are the ones who hung us out to dry. Is that the case? Catherine, what's up? We've done this before. Many times in Star Wars. Not just Marok. As I mentioned, we've been Maroked. It happens all the time. And it could have just happened right again here with us. It could have just happened again with the Tales of the Jedi trailer. This glowing being that we've talked about for the first solid 30 minutes of the trailer, of the stream, I should say. Who the hell is that? Is that Ahsoka? Is that Luminara? Is that somebody else? We could be doing the same exact thing again with this character. It might just be us as fans, and it's not a bad thing. We like to speculate. We like to go crazy. We like to figure out all the tiny little details. We want to know. And having a week in between episodes to go crazy, to go absolutely insane. I'm not crazy, you're crazy. I'm not crazy, you're crazy. With the weeks in between these episodes, we have a long time to speculate. It's only Saturday. We still have till Wednesday to speculate what this next episode's going to be about, and we're going to. And probably a video that'll drop tomorrow or Monday, and probably a stream that we're going to have on Tuesday. We're going to talk about all of it. And we have a long time to speculate. We have a long time to think about who is that clone assassin. So maybe we're just all going crazy. Maybe we're not being Maroked. We're Marocking ourselves. Maybe we're not the ones who are like, oh, these writers are bad for not making this clone assassin someone special. Maybe we're the ones who are crazy because this clone assassin means nothing. It's nobody. It doesn't matter. Or maybe, just maybe, this clone assassin is somebody special. They are somebody of significance, and we were right all along. And we were right all along. It's Marok. Okay, so let's talk about it. Who do you guys think it is? It's Brainwash Tech. It could be Brainwash Tech because he doesn't know where Pabu is. Interesting. But even if it is Brainwash Tech, how does that have any significance to our characters other than the fact when they kill him, they'll realize that it was Tech. And then what does that do for us? That just makes us all sad that we killed Tech again. He already died once. Leave the man alone. It's no one we know. Again, that would be a bummer. It would be a bummer. But it seems like the track we're going down. It's Grogu. Now we're on to something. Now we're speaking English. Now we're really getting somewhere.
This is where the fun begins.
It's Tech or it's no one. Interesting. What happened to the 2%? It disappeared. It's Tech. I would say it's Tech. It seems like the majority of you, and as this poll says, 41% of you, the majority, because there's more than two options, 41% of you say Tech. But why? Why? Why is it Tech? Because of the domicile line? Because he said the same word that he said in season 2 that has never been said in Star Wars before? It's good evidence. It's great evidence. But how does that further this story? How does this clone assassin being Tech have anything to do with anything to do with anything to do with anything? Domicile! Domicile! Tech wasn't a good shot. He wasn't as gifted as Crosshair is or was with the way he could shoot. What is domicile anyway? Who the hell knows? Who the hell knows? Who cares? All we know is that he said it. Have you guys heard of the Glub Shitto? Give me a 1 into the chat if you've heard of the Glub Shitto. Give me 1 into the chat if you heard of Glub Shitto. Jay says no. Zap says no. No. Oh, we got a 1. Okay, so Glub Shitto, for those of you who don't know, is a word that non-Star Wars... The what? It must sound so weird if you don't know what it is. Glub Shitto is a word that is used by people who make fun of Star Wars. People who make fun of Star Wars, what did you call me? People who make fun of Star Wars characters. Or make fun of Star Wars fans, I should say. They use Glub Shitto as a word to be like the cameo. So when people are trying to make fun of Star Wars fans, they go, oh, who was the Glub Shitto this week? Like the cameo appearance. Who was just another background character that people go crazy about, that people are like, oh my God, that's that person. That was the person from 1977 who was in the background of that scene, who was also in the background of that scene, in the background of that scene, and he was in the background of that scene. That's the Glub Shitto. It's the people who make fun of Star Wars fans for going, oh my God, this was in a deleted scene of the deleted scene of the deleted scene in the background of the scene with the deleted scene in the deleted scene. That's what a Glub Shitto is. And all of us here, probably the 50 people that are here right now, would say, that's fucking awesome. We love the Glub Shittos. We love when a Cad Bane shows up, when a Fennec Shand shows up, when a background character, when R5 comes back in The Mandalorian, when R5 was just a droid with a bad motivator in A New Hope. People love that shit. We love that shit. We love the Glub Shitto. Clip it. We love it. But people who like to make fun of Star Wars fans like to say, oh, the Glub Shitto. Well, how was the Glub Shitto this week? Yeah. Sam Witwer, the master of Glub Shittos. Yes, kind of. So that's what that's what that means. Is this clone assassin just yet another Glub Shitto? Have we gotten ourselves too hyped up for yet another Marok situation? It's an interesting conversation to have, because we could be sitting here next week, or even in 3 weeks, or even in 2 weeks, or even in 5 weeks, and saying, oh my God, I can't believe that the clone assassin was blank, Tech, Cody, a clone of Crosshair, somebody else of significance. Or we could be sitting here going, I can't believe we just got Maroked. I can't believe that was just another Glub Shitto. And right now, currently, I'm about 50-50 on this. I'm literally split down the middle. I don't know whether or not this clone assassin is going to be of any significance at all. But I certainly hope that they are. It's Moroccan time. It sounds like maraca. A maraca? Like an instrument? I don't know. I don't know what to think anymore. I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know how to think anymore. I don't know what to do. I don't know. Yeah. All right, let's see what you guys have to say. Starship, what's up, says, I agree with you, bro. Nobody that we know. Yeah, and that would be a bummer. That would be a bummer. Yeah. Well, while I put all of our hopes and dreams down, can we get some good cuss follow orders in the chat, please? Bum, bum. That's delicious. This is the way, says, writers don't distinguish his voice unless it's somebody of importance in my opinion. You think that the distinguished voice of it being similar to Crosshair makes him of some sort of significance? That's what you're saying? Interesting. I think Tech, but he got brainwashed, to be honest. Okay. But what does that do for the story? How does that change? Like, are they going to save Tech in these next 4 episodes, unbrainwash him, and then live happily ever after? No! They're all going to die anyway. What's the point of that? You know? I think R.I.P. Tech. Yeah, R.I.P. Tech. It's green smoke. I hope not. I hope not. Christoph says, oh, damn it, it just went out of the bottom. What did Christoph say? Christoph says, wait, what the fuck? Oh, there we go. Wait, what? Christoph, where did your message go? Christoph says, I would lovely see Tech. Wait, what? It's obviously Tech, I think he meant. With the red eye pointer that he has. Doesn't the clone assassin have the same? Yes, but that doesn't mean that it's Tech necessarily. And I appreciate the hearts, guys. I do. I really, really do. Tech couldn't shoot like Crosshair. Yes, that's what I agree. I agree with that. Yes, Tech could not shoot the same as Crosshair. But he could have gotten some training in that ways, but we'll see. We shall see. I appreciate you, Joe. I appreciate you. General Grievous says, somehow Tech has returned. I hope not. I think Cody wouldn't make sense because Cody would look like the other clones. Well, Cody has a very distinguished scar on his head. He would be a very noticeable one. If his helmet came off, he would be pretty noticeable, and fans would know immediately. And it would probably be Rex who kills him, and he would go, oh my God, it's Cody! It's Cody! They'd all look at him and point at him on the ground. It's Cody! It would definitely be a noticeable thing. Cody's probably the second most recognizable clone, other than Clone Force 99 and Rex. Yeah. Mando United says, if it's Tech, it would be a double bluff. If it's Tech, they can't sort of bring him back to the light again, unbrainwash him, and save him. So he's just going to die. Zap says, it could be Jar Jar Binks. Yes, exactly. It could be Jar Jar, for sure. But Tech has a more individual look. Yes, that's true. They would recognize him over Cody. He has a more unique look, yeah, for sure. It's a superior clone who got Hunter's senses, Tech's brain, Wrecker's strength, and Crosshair's marksman skills. I've heard this theory before, and I don't hate it. It's just a clone that has all the same attributes as all the Bad Batch morphed into one. It would be pretty cool. I don't know. The first two clone assassins before him didn't have those abilities, or at least they weren't evident. And even like Hunter's senses aren't evident in this clone assassin either. Tiffany says, I feel like it's going to be someone of significance. I feel like it has to be someone of significance. If it's another Marok, yeah, I know. It would be a disaster. Yeah. The Adventures of Young Supreme Leader Snoke. That would be cool. I'd be down for that. As long as I'm not seeing Cody soon anywhere, then I'll believe that it's him. Yeah, Cody, I feel like, has to be involved in this story. He's like the second most important clone of all time, behind Rex, maybe. And his death has to be one of significance. So he's not just going to go AWOL and we're never going to see him again. I think we will see him. And the fact that we haven't seen him yet, when we saw Rex with Hauser and Nemec and Fireball and all those other clones from our past, the fact that he wasn't there, that Cody wasn't with him, makes me believe that he's still with the Empire. Because if he went AWOL, he'd probably try to go find Rex and work with Rex. But no, he didn't. So it makes me believe that Cody did get captured by the Empire and he did get sent to Tantus. And honestly, the more and more we sit here and talk about this, I think it's Commander Cody even more. And I thought it was Commander Cody from the jump. I don't know. I don't know what to think. Like, multiple theories make sense to me. Commander Cody makes sense to me. If he went AWOL, the Empire would send him to Tantus to run experiments on him, and he would be there. And he would be a clone assassin. Tech makes sense because they found his body. We know that for a fact because they found his goggles and gave him to the Bad Batch. And we know that he said the word domicile, and domicile was said by Tech in the Bad Batch Season 2. So it could be Tech as well. The clone assassin has some evidence because, clone of Crosshair has some evidence because it's the same voice as Crosshair. Like, there's evidence to suggest that it could be all of these people. How can it be all of them at the same time? It makes no sense at all. No sense at all. You tell me. Catherine says, we're all going to need a grief counseling after this Bad Batch season. Or we just come on to stream and we all just go, oh my God, oh my God. Like we just lose our minds. I think this is the grief counseling. Yeah. I would say Tech because I want to shock the audience. Cody would just look like all the other clones. It wouldn't have as big of an impact. I disagree. I think Cody is such a significant clone that it would be such a big impact. Yeah. It better not be Cody. Why not? If it is Tech, he doesn't know where Pabu is because he fell off the train and got concussed and has forgotten. Well, it could be like the Empire brainwashed him and he forgets, but wouldn't they brainwash all the other clones and that would make Crosshair forget things too? I don't know. The first clone assassin was a nobody. The second one is maybe more special for us. Well, no, the first two were nobodies. There was a clone assassin in season 2 of the Bad Batch. And then there was one at the beginning of this season. They both have died. Now there's the third one. Why is this one going to be of significance? Cat's Paw, what's up? It's Yaddle, zombie Yaddle. Now we're talking. Yeah. Darth Talon. They brought back Yaddle. They brought Yaddle back to life with green smoke. There you go. Now we're talking. Darth Maul. Okay. Glub Shido equals a favorite background character. Yeah, exactly. Have you ever heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? Yes, I have. Have you? Hebe King says, I know it is 100% not true, but can the clone assassin be Fives? No. Fives died a long time ago. So it definitely can't be him. But, hey, I appreciate it. Not every character is a smoke like Snoke. Okay. Okay. Honestly, it's what keeps Star Wars interesting, the mystery. Yeah, us sitting here speculating about this week in and week out is what keeps the fandom going. It's why Star Wars is the biggest franchise in the galaxy, in the whole world. It's bigger than Harry Potter, it's bigger than Lord of the Rings, it's bigger than Dune, it's bigger than anything. Because the fans keep it going. Because the fans love the Glub Shidos. They love to speculate. They love all this intertwined stuff. People love to connect legends to canon and other canon to other canon. And this connects to that. And this is a callback to that. And that is a callback to this. And this is a foreshadowing this. Like, that's what we love to do. And that's why the Star Wars fandom is so much, like, leaps and bounds bigger than every other fandom on the planet. Let's drink all the Kool-Aid? What? What? Yes. It's what makes the great conversation for us. It just feels like a nobody that we know right now. Yeah, and it makes a great conversation. I mean, we just have been talking about it for weeks and weeks and weeks. Yeah, for sure. A brainwashed Tech makes Hemlock even more terrible. Yeah, that is true. Hemlock is a bad guy. He is. And he's been teased out more and more and more to be bad. So, maybe. Again, I could see it going all different ways. Tech, Cody, nobody. I could see all different variations of it. Yeah. Do you think the Crosshair hand problem will be resolved? No, but I do think that he will hit his last shot. He's missing all these shots, and it's really just sort of foreshadowing that he will hit his last shot, and it will be his sacrifice. And I know Crosshair lives. I get it. He won't. But I definitely think it's teasing out that he will be hitting his last shot. His last shot will be the one that matters. I don't think his shaky hands will be fixed by the end of these 4 episodes, but I do think his last shot is the one that will count. Yeah. I'm leaning towards Cody lately. Me too. Yeah. I've been waiting on Cody. Me too, Pam. Me too. As I've said, it's me. I say domicile every now and then. What? Oh, you are under the mask? Okay, interesting. Tech was on Pabu. Yeah, Tech was on Pabu. He was on Pabu in season 2. He fell in love with Fee. Remember that? No? Maybe? Yes? Possibly? No? Possibly? Maybe? It's Chopper? Okay, interesting. Ain't it be funny if it was Snorlax? Well, that wouldn't make sense. Maybe it's a Clone 99. He's been revived. Clone 99. Yeah. I think Tech is going to be used in Hemlock's new trooper plan that he was looking at. Interesting. By the way, the majority of you guys think it's no one. 37% of you on the poll says no one. Fascinating. Very, very fascinating. Oh, Fearless with a very, very generous $2 holla. I appreciate that. Very, very, very generous. Says Crosshair survives. As much as I really appreciate that, I do not think so. But maybe. So, this is the way. Says, writers know words. Words have meanings. The writers knew what they were doing when they put in the domicile word. Yeah, and it's such a unique word that it could be the case. It could be that it's tech. It could be. You might be persuading me. I can see it many different ways. I appreciate that, Crosshair. I mean, Fearless. I really do. I just called you Crosshair. Fearless. I really, really do. Okay, let's switch gears one more time. And we can come back to this Bad Batch. Actually, no, before we switch gears, what are your predictions? Your craziest predictions? Because, guys, when we talk crazy predictions, I mean anything is possible at this point with only 4 episodes left. So give me your craziest predictions for episode 12, The Juggernaut of the Bad Batch. What are your craziest predictions for episode 12, right here? Juggernaut. What do we think is going to happen? Is it going to be focused around Tantus with Omega and Emery, or is it going to be focused on the other Bad Batch? Is it going to be focused on Crosshair and Hunter and Wrecker and how they escape with Fee and all that other stuff? What do we think? What is this? Domicile means home, by the way, Mike. Oh, does it really? Interesting. That could actually be more important than we think. Nick says, I think the Bad Batch will reach out to Fennec or Ventress for help. They both made a connection with Omega, and maybe they'll be willing to help. Interesting. Yeah, I think this is probably the time in the season where they start to reach out to their friends. They start to go back to the people that we remember from season 1 and season 2, and they're all going to help go take Tantus back and save Omega. So maybe that's Fennec, maybe that's Ventress, maybe that's Rex and Echo and all these other clones. Maybe that's some other people that we don't remember. Maybe it's Harrison Dula. Seems less likely now than at the start of the season, but it could still happen. Maybe Gungi, maybe whomever. So maybe this is sort of the episode where they get all the heroes together, something like that. I don't really know, but I definitely think it'll probably be focused more on Crosshair, Wrecker, and Hunter than Omega. Now I think it will probably focus on Omega in some points in the show, but it'll probably be more focused on the other Bad Batch that are free. Yeah. Fearless says, Fee somehow gets them off the island. They contact Rex and escape. The Empire then comes after them. Well, it looks like from the trailer, let me pull up the trailer 1 second here. Bad, what the hell? Go away. Bad trailer. Okay. So this still opening scene from this trailer that was released over 3 months ago almost now. This still opening scene.
We've got troopers up top.
We still haven't seen that. So this vehicle right here is called the Juggernaut, by the way. So this might be the Juggernaut that it's referring to. But it seems like this is a prisoner escape, as we see later on when Fee shows up. That up here in the top corner, Wrecker is carrying somebody. I know Rose thinks it's Sid, but it could be somebody else. Actually, it could be Sid now more than ever because they mentioned Sid in the last episode. That's pretty interesting too. So, I don't know. This looks like an escape. They're trying to save somebody here, maybe to get some intel. Maybe it is Sid, and they're trying to get some intel from Sid on where Tantus is. I don't really know. But we do know that Crosshair, Hunter, and Wrecker do get off of Pabu alive with the help of Fee, probably, because they're all together right here. So, interesting. But yeah, that scene is the first scene of the freaking trailer that we got 3 months ago, and we still haven't even seen that in the show. And we're 12 episodes in, which is crazy. This is the way, says, Hemlock will inject Omega with midichlorians and she will have the Force top that. That's pretty good. I think even with being injected by midichlorians, which I don't think is even possible, but you wouldn't get the Force that way. You'd have to still be able to, you still have to train to be able to wield the Force, I think. Yeah. Cat's Boss says, Tantus and Omega and the Zillo Beast are going to bond. I could see that. With Omega and the Zillo Beasts, very similar to like Omega and Batcher at the beginning of the season. That'd be cool. Jay says, it's going to be focused on the Bad Batch and them with the turbo tank. Yeah, the Juggernaut. It's literally called the Juggernaut, and the episode's called the Juggernaut. Makes sense. Omega and the other kids will use the Force to get out of Tantus. I don't think those kids know how to use the Force. Again, they haven't been trained, and neither has Omega. So I doubt that. But I think they will probably plan an escape. Probably. Better than the one that the kid Jax tried in the last episode. A prisoner who knows where Tantus is. That could be true. They're breaking out a prisoner who knows where Tantus is. That could be a case. Mando United says, is Fennec undercover as the assassin with the voice moderator? She never misses a shot, and she goes to lead them to Omega once she has collected her reward. No. No, Fennec, we saw Fennec in just a few episodes ago. She's definitely not the clone assassin. No. Okay, let's switch gears at least one more time here to a little bit of Star Wars Outlaws news. Where did that page go? Oh, here we go. Outlaws. Okay, so Star Wars Outlaws just got some pretty big announcement here. If I can find this thing, what the hell? Star Wars Outlaws. Oh, here we go. So Star Wars Outlaw, this upcoming Tuesday, so we have a stream on Tuesday, but this upcoming Tuesday, the world premiere of the story trailer. So we already got a trailer for Outlaws last year, but the story of the game is coming next on Tuesday. Sorry, at 9 a.m. Pacific time. That would mean 12 p.m. Eastern. So that's 2 hours before our live stream on Tuesday, so we can break the world premiere trailer down. But this game, oh shit, oh wow, yeah. So 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Notify me. That trailer will drop. That's pretty cool. Let's say hi to everybody in the chat. Hello there. Okay. So that's coming out on Tuesday. On Tuesday, are you guys excited for this game? Are you guys going to get this game? Tell me in the chat if you're going to get this game. I'm excited for this game. After freaking Star Wars Survivors was so good, I'm so excited for this one. Huge shout out to any of you guys who watched me play Star Wars Survivor. I know Zap was there. I doubt any of you guys were there because that was over a year ago, and almost all of you were not here then because we had like 1,000 subscribers back then. But yeah, we're definitely going to play through this for sure. When it comes out, we're going to play through it live. And I can't wait for an actual multiplayer game for Star Wars to come out so we can play together as a community. But regardless, this is going to be pretty cool. I can't wait for this. That's on Tuesday. So that trailer will give us some news there as well. Yeah. All right, let's go to Ahsoka here because Ahsoka is trending for some reason. Oh, because probably just this. Oh, wow, somebody got the sign there. Okay, cool. Never mind. It was really cool. Like Vader and Ahsoka are trending right now on the Twitter, on the X, formerly known as Twitter. But like yesterday, it was Clone Wars. It was Tales of the Empire. It was like all these Star Wars things were trending, and it was like so damn cool. Yeah. Yeah, so cool. Okay, so I can't wait for this game for sure. Give me a 1 into the chat if you're going to buy this game and play it. Just give me a 1 just so I can get a consensus of where everybody's at with this game. I'm excited for it. An open world Star Wars game. Sign me up. The time period it takes place in between episode 5, Empire Strikes Back, and episode 6, Return of the Jedi, in the underworld. Whew, I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. And even if you don't get the game, you can watch me play through it. Yeah. Maggie, what's up? Glad you can make it, Maggie. You're late, but I'm glad you can make it. Just kidding. Haven't decided if you're going to get it yet. Yeah, I get that. You got to have to see if the game's good yet first. Yeah. I appreciate your cat's paw. I really, really do. Yeah. Zap says, yeah, it was, man. And I watched the reruns, too. I appreciate you, Zap. Zap, you remember when it took me, 4 hours to beat that Rancor? Or no, it couldn't have been 4 hours. 2 maybe? 2 or 3 hours at least to beat that Rancor. I died over 200 times to a Rancor. It was pretty sad. But I never said I was the best at gaming, you know? Yeah, that was funny. I'm glad you thought it was funny. It was not that fun. But yeah. So that's, talk about news. Talk about Star Wars news. From a trailer of a show that we didn't even know existed, from Tales of the Empire, to The Mandalorian and Grogu getting a release date of May 22nd, 2026, to Dawn of the Jedi getting a co-creator named Mr. Willimon, to who did Andor, of course, or did the best arc in Andor, to Star Wars Outlaws getting a trailer on Tuesday, to The Bad Batch being freaking peak right now. Like, the last 2 episodes were so damn good, and I know for a fact that the next 4 are going to be good, as the critics' reviews, which we read last week, were right. They were right. Those last 2 episodes were really, really good, and they said that the next 3 are going to be absolutely incredible too. 44,000? We hit 44,000 right before the stream started, actually. Yeah, so let's celebrate a little bit. 44K! Let's go! This says 40,000, but you guys get the... Cannot thank you guys enough. It's insane. That did say 40, but we're at 44. We're on our way to 50. Well, we're on our way to 45, but we're on our way to 50, and we're on our way to 100, where, of course, you guys know I will be dumping this entire cup, good cup that follows orders, on my head, filled with water. Can't wait. Yeah. Imagine a 4 instead of a 0. Exactly, Jay. Just use your imagination. I appreciate it. I appreciate the celebration in the chat. I really, really do. I shall be watching your playthrough then. I appreciate that. All hail Chopper. Oh, yeah. All right. You guys got any crazy bold predictions for next week's Bad Batch before we get on out of here? We're going to have to get on out of here pretty soon. We're coming up on 2 hours here. Hebe King says, thanks for somebody giving me a membership in the past lives. Yeah, I forget. Might have been Tony or Martha. They both gifted 5, but you got it from one of them. So, yeah. Huge shout out to them. Huge shout out to shit. Oh, Mr. Beckham. Yes, sorry. Mr. Beckham for becoming a member at the master level today. Very, very generous. I appreciate that. And Fearless for the $2 holla. Okay, let me end this poll. Let's see if there's any other Star Wars news I forgot to get to. Oh, wow. Tech took the lead there. Oh, it's tied. Tech 35%, No One 35%, Commander Cody 16%, and Crosshair 12% of people who you think could be under that mask. That's pretty good. All right, let's see if there's any other Star Wars. Did I miss anything? Was there any other Star Wars news we forgot to get to today? I feel like I'm forgetting something. Let's check it out. We talked about Star Wars Tales of the Empire. We talked about Mr. Willimon. Talked about the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Oh. Interesting. Oh, yes. Oh, my God. We almost forgot. The Acolyte exclusive. Oh, my goodness. That was one of the biggest things I wanted to talk about today. Okay. Interesting. Everybody calm down. Hang on. The Acolyte exclusive. How could we forget this? So the Acolyte is coming on June 4th. So 2 months away. So Tales of the Empire is 1 month away. Acolyte's 2 months away. We got an exclusive from Empire Magazine for for the Acolyte. Jeez, I almost forgot to go over this. I would have been so mad. I would have ended the stream and been like, no. Damn. Okay. Let's get to the Acolyte news. Whew, that was close. That was close. Yes, Pedro Pascal is coming back to play Mando. Yes. Okay. This is coming from Empire Magazine, exclusive on The Acolyte. Let's read this. Star Wars The Acolyte begins the fall of the Jedi. The writing may be on the wall. So here we go. Let's talk some Acolyte. It's Acolyte time. Yeah, it is. Okay. It's long been a part of the Star Wars mythos, but something rarely depicts a live action going back before Order 66 and the events of the prequels. And the galaxy was once flooded with Jedi. The sight of lightsaber wielders moving en masse was a major moment at the end of Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, but given that Palpatine and the nascent Vader, bumped all the other Jedi off shortly after, it's rarely been seen again. Okay, that was just a fancy way of saying the Jedi died off, and there was very few Jedi, but during the time of the Acolyte, there's a lot. The Acolyte, though, is set to deliver exactly that. A new Star Wars series from an original idea by Russian doll creator Leslie Headland, set 100 years before The Phantom Menace, and at the end of the largely peaceful High Republic era. They say the High Republic era is peaceful, but if you've read the High Republic books, it's not that peaceful. They're fighting against pirates. They're fighting against all these other weird creatures, and it's not that peaceful. And it's time simply stacked with Jedi. Stacked with Jedi. So in the trailer for The Acolyte, we saw the scene where they fight against the Sith Lord type person, and there's so many Jedi there. But let's read this, which in and of itself begs a bigger, overarching Star Wars question. If the Jedi were once flourishing and all-powerful, how did they let it slip so badly by the time of the Skywalker saga, when Darth Sidious violently takes over? So the Acolyte's going to tell the fall of the Jedi, pretty much, is what this article is saying. How the Jedi Order got to the place where they could not even see that Darth Sidious, the Sith Lord, was rising to power in the Senate right in front of their own stupid faces. So, and that's a big part that plays in The Acolyte. This is what Headland had to say. I was very interested in how did the Jedi get to where they were in The Phantom Menace, Headland tells Empire. You're definitely getting a sense of that with the Jedi. And writing may be on the wall. The writing may be on the wall. The Jedi are coming to an end or coming sort of to a downhill incline. Yes. The quote-unquote war of this Star Wars is a much smaller, more personal one. It's a war between people and a war between characters. Interesting, because the Sith aren't supposed to be around for quite a while. And they're not supposed to be around for 1,000 years, but there's clearly a Sith in the trailer, and the show's supposed to focus on the Acolyte of the Sith. So how's that a case? Well, it's a war between people and a war between characters, less so a war in the galaxy like the Clone Wars or the galaxy, the Republic versus the Separatists, or the Rebellion versus the Empire, or the First Order versus the Resistance. Like, it's not that sort of war. It's more of a personal type of war. Yeah. These people include Li Jianxia, Master Soul. We talked about all these people before, but yeah, it's a pretty loaded cast, to say the least. Together they pull into a mystery of murdered Jedi and rising darkness. Interesting. That means multiple Jedi are probably going to die in this show, as we assume. Yeah. It's one story with several reveals and new clues and new information each episode. Interesting. It's not just a mystery that you have to find out. It's not unlike Russian Doll. I've never seen Russian Doll. It's almost like a spiral. It digs deeper and deeper and deeper. Interesting. So it's not like one specific mystery death that happens that's the whole plot of the entire show. It's like mystery after mystery after mystery almost every episode. Interesting. Yeah. So this is what Li Jianxia had to say. It's going to get even more intriguing and gripping because of that detective genre. Interesting. We've never really seen the detective genre in Star Wars. It's going to keep you on the edge of your toes. What? I guess seat. Wanting to guess. Will it be the return of the Jedi or Revenge of the Sith? Interesting. Like a happy ending or a sad one where it's Order 66. This is actually pretty interesting because it's an 8-episode show. Obviously, it's going to be once a week, except for the premiere, which is 2-episode premiere. But we love to speculate. We've been speculating about the Bad Batch for weeks and weeks and weeks now. But that means we're going to be speculating about this thing like crazy, for sure. This is a cool poster. This is the poster on the cover of Empire. You got the Wookiee Jedi in the back. What the hell is his name? I forget. You got Master Indara, something like that. That lady over there. Li Jianxia's character is Master Soul, and then you got May, who is the main hero / villain. So you can read the full article here. It's only on there. I think probably, yeah. It's an issue that comes out later on. Yeah, in June. So we can't find that yet. But this is pretty cool. It makes me excited. I'm excited for the Acolyte. Are you guys excited for the Acolyte? I feel like the Acolyte is a very divisive topic, to say the least. Let's actually take a look at this. No, not save image, open image. This is pretty cool. So this is all this Jedi that we see in the trailer. That's the girl who plays, that's Daphne Keane, the girl who's in Logan. This is Li Jianxia's character. There's a Jedi over there. Can't really see him. Can't really see him. And then this is another character. I forget his name too. But a brand new cast of Jedi is cool to me. That's what I'm saying. But I'm very interested to see what you guys think. Are you excited for this show? Where are we on a sort of hype level of 1 to 10? Let's put it that way. On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are we for The Acolyte? Now, we were talking about how almost all of us were at a 10 out of 10 for Tales of the Empire, and I'm really excited for Tales of the Empire. I'm excited for The Acolyte, not as excited for The Acolyte as that, but I'm probably around like a 8.5, 9 out of 10 for this. Like, The Acolyte is really exciting for me. You're going before The Phantom Menace. You're getting a whole brand new cast of Jedi. You're introducing all new characters, and it's Sith-centered? A Sith-centered show when the Sith aren't supposed to be around? That sounds pretty cool to me. A murder mystery of Jedi? That sounds pretty cool to me. A bunch of lightsabers, a bunch of Force, a bunch of the downfall of the Jedi? That sounds pretty cool to me. But where are we at? Oh, wow. You guys are a lot more excited than I thought. This is the way says 10 out of 10. Hebe King says 1,000 out of 10. Or 10,000? 100,000. Zap says 9.7. 8 out of 10. 9 out of 10. 8 out of 10. 8.5. 8.5. 10 out of 10. Interesting. Interesting. Maggie says, it's great how everyone here is super nice. Mike has the best Star Wars people. If you hop on the live streams, everyone is a new friend. You're always so nice. Well, that was the goal of the channel, Maggie, when I first created it 4 years ago, whenever it was, 3.5 years ago, was to create a Star Wars fandom of the people who love Star Wars. That's why it's a guy who loves Star Wars. We're not, it's a very negative fandom, and you try to come here to get away from the negativity and talk openly about your sort of thing. Yeah. Mission accomplished, Mike. Well, I think I did. I think we've done pretty well. Here to keep the negativity out. Now, there is some negative comments every once in a while, and that's just people voicing their own opinion, but, you know, to each their own, I guess. A cold case Jedi sounds really interesting with some Sith and in the shadows returning. Yeah, just purely based off of that, gets me excited. Absolutely gets me excited. Yeah, so I can't wait. I absolutely can't wait. Interesting. What's really, really cool is we've been sitting at about 40 current viewers at the same time. We bumped up to 50 at one point, got down in the 30s, almost all stream. 40s? Literally 2 weeks ago, 40 would have been a record. It's absolutely insane. Yeah. It's wild. Wild. All right, let me scroll up and see what you guys' take is on this. Jay says, the Zilla Beast breaks out and rescues the little kids and Omega, and then bites off Hemlock's head. That would be cool. That would be awesome. Tales of the Empire was awesome. It looks so good. Yeah. Tiffany says, I'm still here for my theory that Emery is going to give the Bad Batch the location for Tantus. Yeah, I'm with that theory too. I think Emery is probably the key to all of that. Who do you think... Wait. Who thinks Vader will kill Barriss in Tales of the Empire? I do. I do for sure. Not watching The Acolyte anyway? Why not, Catspaw? Not interested? What if it's really, really good? Are you going to watch it then? You're not going to give it a chance? You're not going to give it a chance? Does anyone see a connection between Dr. Carr and Dr. Pershing? Yes. They look very similar. You're saying Emery? Emery and Dr. Pershing, the whole glasses thing, like they're made to look similar, I think, like in design of costume design and all that stuff. For sure. Yeah. I think Pershing is supposed to be a continuation of the work that the Kaminoans did, and Carr is, Dr. Carr, or Emery, is technically a Kaminoan. She was born there. Yeah. Catspaw says, I'm not too interested in the sounds from the cast's interviews. There seems to be too much of a message going on being brought into it. Well, yeah, we can obviously see that when we watch it, though, you know? That's sort of the gist of the thing. We got to watch it to see. I hope that they don't sort of just throw messages in our face. I hope it's just a good story. That's all that matters. You can add, like George Lucas has been doing for 40 some odd years, you can add the mythos and the story and the overarching themes of storytelling and all that stuff. But as long as the story is good and you got some glub shittos in there, then that's all that matters. That's all that we want. That's all that we need is good story, you know? I'm excited. Give me a character I can root for and I'm in. Well, it might be an interesting one where it might not be a character you can root for because the main character is going to be a villain, which might be kind of cool because you might actually be rooting for the villain, which could be insane. Yeah. Good Cups Fall Orders. If I missed that, you did miss it, sadly, but it's already here. Appreciate it. Fearless says, that's why I'm a member of Mike's channel. It's the best, and I'm very happy to be a part of it. Well, Fearless, I appreciate that. Mando United says, Mando United, what the hell? So glad I found this channel without all the negative stuff. We can actually look forward to new stuff. Yeah, that's the whole gist. We just like to get excited here. That's the whole point of it. I've heard the term toxic positivity recently. Can you imagine how hard I laughed? This fandom is crazy. Yeah, it's wild. When like you're like, oh, I liked Ahsoka or something, and everybody shits on you for it. It's like, what? I can't like something that you guys don't like? It's insane. It's insane. I posted a short actually yesterday of Sam Witwer's take on The Last Jedi, and he pretty much says, I didn't like it personally. I didn't think that's what it should have been. But do I know people who absolutely loved it and they thought that was perfect? Yes. And am I mad at them for that? No. And he was pretty much just like, everybody can have their own opinion, so everybody just shut up about it. And it was great. So many people are so mad in the comment section because it's literally him saying you can have your own opinion, just don't put down somebody else. And then in the comment section of that same short, it's people saying, no, that movie's trash and everybody who likes it's an idiot. It's like, what? I don't even like The Last Jedi. It's my least favorite Star Wars movie ever. But I'm never going to tell somebody that likes it that they're stupid or dumb or whatever. Like, that's just... yeah. That's where we're at. Yeah. This is the way it says, Mike, I may be in the minority, but my favorite part of the week of Tales of the of this week is the Tales of the Empire show that shows that Filoni is committed to Ahsoka Season 2. I hope he is making this a masterpiece. Yeah, I hope Ahsoka Season 2 is as good as Season 1, because Season 1 was a masterpiece to me. So I agree. I think Tales of the Empire was probably the coolest thing that happened this week, and that's in the same week where we got 2 incredible episodes of of the Bad Batch, and we got some incredible news about the Mandalorian, Dawn of the Jedi, Star Wars Outlaws, and even the Acolyte. Yeah. Yeah. Tiffany says, I also think... Oh, wait, what? Thanks, Catspaw. I appreciate that. Tiffany says, I also think that Ventress will take the kids somewhere safe if she doesn't train them. Oh, interesting. What if Ventress doesn't just train Omega, but she trains all the other Force-sensitive kids that are on Tantus? Jax and Eva and the other creepy girl. That would be cool. Not just Omega. That'd be cool. Yeah. Oh, yeah. If the secret assassin is really nobody, will this tame your who can this be theories going forward? No. Abso-frickin-lutely not, Nick. No. Glub shittos for days. I would rather be Maroked than have not talked about who could be under that mask for the last 6 weeks and it be somebody of significance. If it comes out that it is Tech or it is Cody, and we didn't talk about that, and we didn't speculate about that, and we didn't go crazy and who could that be type theories, I would have been so mad. So mad. So if this secret assassin, this clone assassin, turns out to really be nobody, will it tame my theories about that? Absolutely not. And I hope it doesn't tame your guys' theories either. I want the craziest, most bold, insane theories ever on these live streams because we can talk about them and dive deeper into them and why they might actually make sense. Because even if we are wrong, it doesn't make it wrong. You know? It doesn't make it wrong to talk about it, at least. Yeah. 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 All right. I think we talked about everything today as much as we could talk about it, you know? We talked about so much. It's insane. We covered so much news that my brain is just like boom, 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 all over the place. Tiffany says, right? It's fun either way. And if it's a nobody, then we can all just laugh at it. Yeah, I'll have a pretty big laugh for sure. RE Entertainment Reviews says, I would love a story where we get the best bounty hunters and other scum in the galaxy. They could call it Star Wars Underworld. I'd love that. A Star Wars Underworld show, sign me up. 1,000,000 times over. Yes, 100%. Catspaw says, I want a clone assassin To be someone shocking for once, though. Yeah, I do too. I want it to be somebody of significance, 100%, but just don't be surprised if it's not. That's kind of what the video I made yesterday was all about anyway. Yeah. All right, I'm going to get on out of here. I appreciate all of you more than you will ever know. Watch out for maybe not a video tomorrow. I have a busy night tonight, but watch out for a video on Monday, and of course a live stream on Tuesday where we got to break down that trailer for the Star Wars Outlaws, and we have to predict the next episode of The Bad Batch, episode 12. So we got a lot to do still before Wednesday comes around. So watch out for all that stuff. Watch out for a short tonight, or a short in an hour. Watch out for a short every day at 5 p.m. if you guys aren't up on the shorts. I appreciate all of you guys. Huge shout out to Mr. Beckham for joining as a master. Very, very generous. So I appreciate that quite a bit. And Fearless for this very generous $2. I appreciate that as well. Yeah. I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. Well, that's not what I say here. What the hell? Smash a like on the stream if you have not yet. How many likes we got on the stream? Am I going to be mad? Am I going to be mad? 41. All right, I'll accept it. It's not that much, but it's okay. 41 likes, I'll take it. Smash a like on the stream if you have not yet. Hit subscribe and hit that bell so you get notified every time I post a video. And my pretty face will show up in the recommended feed of yours. You know, I used to say that at the end of every one of my streams, and every one of my, I still say it at the end of every one of my streams. I used to say that at the end of every one of my actual videos. Smash a like, hit subscribe, and hit that bell so you get notified every time I post a video, and my pretty face will show up in the recommended feed of yours. But that's when I used to put my face in the thumbnails. Now, I still put my face in the thumbnails every once in a while, but it's very less frequent. But I like still saying it. It's catchy, you know? So my pretty face shows up in that recommended feed of yours. You know? Just thought I'd let you in on a little bit of the background stuff. Yeah. And may the force be with you. Always. Oh yeah. What a great stream. What a great show. You guys are the absolute best, the greatest community in the entire Star Wars fan base is right here, if I do say so myself. I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening, great rest of your lives. What a great week for Star Wars news. What a great week for Star Wars news. And yes, another banger stream. This was another one. This week has just been, this month has just been crazy for streams. It's wild. And good night, everybody.